welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. Thanks so much for joining us. This week is Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce, and we have, back by popular demand, Miss Joyce DiDonato. It's so great having you back again.
Thank you.
It's been a good little while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
My goodness.
Over a year.
Yeah, we both shared the Dancing with the Local Stars floor, had a blast there. And of course, you're doing a lot in the community, and I know there's a lot you want to talk about, but I have to let everybody know about the little cookies that you make. I have to tell them about for the doggies.
The dog treats.
What do you call them?
Pupcakes, etc.
Pupcakes, etc. That is so cute. And I've seen.
And birthday cakes for dogs.
Are you now doing birthday cakes for dogs? And
Oh, I made a wedding cake for dogs.
Get out of town.
Two-tiered.
How fun is that? Now, you've been doing that for a good little while.
Since 2007.
Yeah, but you have some other things on the horizon, and I know there's a few things we're going to be talking about because you've been a member of the Palm Harbor Chamber since when?
Oh, gosh, 2005?
Really? That long?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, how has it made a difference in your life?
It's my social life.
Well, that's honesty, right?
It's my social life.
It's really, but you've managed to get business and different things
Yeah.
like that too.
Mm-hmm. It's been a lot of fun.
And you get involved in a lot of events.
Yes, I do. And the most recent, of course, is the Evening Extraordinaire with the Palm Harbor Chamber.
I know, I want to hear all about it. That's not coming up until March 10th, so mark your calendar.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a whole lot of fun. Put on your cowboy boots and your hat and boot scoot and boogie and all that good stuff. It'll be cowboy theme.
Exactly. So what's the whole underlying message with this? What are we doing this
The Evening
for?
Extraordinaire is a charity.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that the Chamber does, of course, is for charity. And it benefits both the Chamber, and this one is to help the Palm Harbor Library get a new roof.
Oh, very good. They're so good about doing things like
Yeah.
that in their community, and they're always successful. Everything they do in Palm Harbor is very, very accessible.
And this one is fun.
Oh, yeah.
There'll be a live DJ. Arthur Murray is coming to teach line dancing.
And that's our dance school?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they'll have a photo booth. And so far I think, 15 or 16 restaurants participating.
Nice.
So there'll be a lot of really good food, craft beer tasting. A few of the local breweries will be having their beers for you to sample.
Nice. And where's this going to be held?
Eastlake Woodlands Country Club.
Oh, that's right
Beautiful.
up the street from us.
Yes.
Very, very nice. I've been to some functions there before. They put on some really nice
This one will
events.
be fun.
How many people do you figure you're going to have?
Between 200 and 300.
Wow, that's a
Yeah,
nice,
there should be
nice
a
crowd.
nice, closer to the 300 at this point.
I believe that. And you know,
So
you
get
don't-
your tickets now.
Yes, you do. Now, how do they get their tickets?
They can go right to the Palm Harbor Chamber's website, and you'll see Evening Extraordinaire, and you can click on that and purchase tickets right online.
Perfect, perfect. So you have your costume, your outfit
I do.
already?
I do.
Do you?
It's got a few little sparkles on it.
But of course.
But it's cowboy. You know, it's a cowboy themed, of course. It's a little skirt dress and
Oh, how fun.
with the rhinestones and matching hat and boots.
I love it. When did you?
Little lasso on the side.
How cute. That, you know,
See who I'm
that-
going to rope and tie.
We should actually come down and do some filming. I'm going to have to talk to our
That would be
our
fun.
producer extraordinaire, because that would be something to really get some nice footage and you know,
A lot
interviews.
of really good restaurants.
Now, what restaurants are coming? I mean, you don't have to name them all, but the ones you know off the top of your head.
Well, Kelly, of course, Chick-fil-A will be there.
Of course, Kelly will
Kelly's
be.
everywhere. But Longhorn Steakhouse,
Mm-hmm.
Amici's. Amici's has some great
yum.
catering food. Oh my God, you have to see what he's making too. Tarp and Turtle. Shame on me. Currents will make her lobster bisque again.
Nice.
Joyce, shame on me. I have 15. I can't even think. Oh, Tin Drum over in Oldsmar. It's a little Asian
Haven't
place.
heard of
They'll
that.
make the little egg rolls.
Oh.
And there's a hot sushi and tuna grill. They'll probably be making some sushi. Leo's.
Oh, Leo's. Wow. That is going to be amazing.
They'll make a pasta dish.
Yeah.
Famous Pizza. So,
So-
there'll be a lot of good food.
Oh, yeah. Now, is this an annual event that
Yes.
they do? Which one?
This is 19.
19, no kidding. Is it the same time every year in the month of March?
Not always.
No?
One year it was April. Last year it was January. This year it's whenever they get the date.
Uh-huh. Very good.
They
very
look to
good.
see what else is going on at the time. Last year it was terrible because it was at the same weekend with Gasparilla. This year, I don't think there's anything that weekend. Plus, it's a Thursday. So it's easier to have people come out on a Thursday night than to try to get restaurants to participate on a Saturday night.
That's true. That's true.
It's hard for them.
Yeah.
And I understand that. Restaurants were my background.
Sure, sure.
So at least it's a nice Thursday night. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
You know, it really is. And you want to get tickets before they sell
They're
out.
only $35.
That's not bad.
No.
And you get all that food and dance and
All the food,
dance lessons.
all the food you could eat.
Oh my goodness.
There'll be a lot of food.
And they've got a great dance floor over there. We've been
Yes, they
there.
do.
Yeah, that's going to be
Yeah.
fun. I may have to get a couple of tickets for myself and my husband. That will
You
be
could
fun.
also sponsor a table of 10, up to 10 for $500, and then you
Okay.
get your name posted everywhere as well. Your
Oh,
business.
that's good for sponsorship. Very nice. Good.
Yeah.
That's going to be so much fun. So
Looking
now,
forward to it.
and we're going to talk about this again before Joyce leaves this particular segment. But something else that I don't know if it's up for public mention or not, that you're going to be making some changes. You're going to be doing some baking somewhere?
Yes.
Or
I
do
don't-
we have
I'm
to
not
keep
quite
hush-hush yet?
sure. I'm not quite sure yet, but I've always been baking. As a matter of fact, I have some chocolate macaroons out in the car that I'm bringing to a meeting when I leave here.
Uh-huh. Good for you. What
So I'm
made you
always
get it?
baking.
Have you always done that?
Since I was 12 years old.
No kidding. So you have a passion for that, and now you've turned it into a business.
Somewhat. I
Yeah.
end up giving things away more than I sell them. But it's fun.
It's nice to fulfill your passion, though, and that seems like one of them, amongst being in the neighborhood and helping others and getting the word out on so many special events.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is great. Anything else you can share about what's going on with the chamber that you're involved with?
Well, right now it's just Evening Extraordinaire.
But that
I'm-
takes a lot, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
We have been working on it since June.
No kidding. So what is your particular, are you like on,
I get the restaurants.
oh, you get the restaurants, okay. What, you line them up? Is that
I'm
it?
the one that goes to the owners and the managers or whatever and ask them if they'll participate. You know, it doesn't cost them anything to get a table, to sponsor a table for this. It only costs them the food that they make and the time that they're putting in.
Very nice.
You know, most of the chambers charge you anywhere from $75 to $150 for the table, but they don't have to pay for the table. So that's an incentive for them to participate as
Oh,
well.
absolutely.
Plus, they showcase their restaurant and they
that-
put out all this wonderful food for you to taste and entice you to come to their restaurant.
Exactly, and that works.
Yes, it does.
It really works. In some of the chamber events that I've attended where they've had it set up like that, I didn't even know some of these restaurants existed.
Exactly.
I never knew even Leo's existed. Now we have a group of friends that go over to Leo's at least once a month and party and dance. And
He's very good to the community. He really is. There's a lot of different organizations that'll meet there once a month, and he's very, very good to the people that do have meetings there.
that's so great. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, and to have up to 300 people that's going to be attending that. And for charity, you know, there's so much to be said for that. And I love the idea of Palm Harbor getting so involved. And I mean, they just jump in with both feet. Everybody gets involved, and that's how you keep doing these things year after year after year. So this is year number 19.
Yeah, 19 years
That's great.
of fun.
I know.
Usually it was always formal.
Oh, really?
It was black tie optional, yes, every
Oh.
year. This is the first year that they're going casual.
Ah,
And
so yeah,
it's
and you've got a Western theme. That's
Western theme.
fun.
Jewel is the one that designed the flyer, and it should be really, really fun.
That
I'm
well,
looking forward to seeing all these little costumes.
I know. Gosh, well, I'm going to talk to John and see if maybe we can't come down and get some footage on that, because that's going to definitely be one to see. Speaking of Jewel McKeon, she has been here many times
I
with
know,
the
I've seen
chamber, and we just love you, Jewel. If you're out there, mwah, I'm sending you a big old kiss and hug. But we miss Jewel, and she comes in from time to time. She is very prominent in the community too,
Yes.
and with her P3 agency.
She designed my logo for the Pupcakes.
And I'm so not surprised. I did not know
So
that.
cute.
Aw.
You've seen it.
Yeah. So Jewel did that.
Well, her son, one of her people,
Yeah.
but P3 did my logo for Pupcakes, etc. It's adorable.
Aw,
I get so many compliments on it.
That's so great. Kelly Snow with Chick-fil-A is usually our liaison from Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce, and she ran
here
into
for
some
Kelly.
conflicts, and so we just brought Joyce right out, stepping right into her shoes with the great flair that you always do. I cannot believe that it's been how these months since we were.
Well, yeah, because that was for Citrus Festival, and that was last April, so it was
And
around
we were at the
March.
other studio.
So it was almost a year.
Yes, we were at the other studio then. Wow.
When Barbara and I were dancing.
Dancing with the local stars of Palm Harbor. Oh my God. I had just finished the one up in Newport Richey in
Yes.
October. And
We
it's
need
all,
dancers.
we had a blast. We really did. But all in all, I mean, that was, excuse me, as a result of my doing these chamber shows. And then just one thing led to another, and it was fun. I never realized getting involved in the community really was so much fun.
Yeah.
Do you think you would have done that had it not been Dancing for Dollars for charity? I don't think I would have done it.
No,
No,
because I didn't want to do it to begin with. I'm shy, basically, so it's.
Me too. We're
Do you
both
believe that?
shy, really. We just did you did a tango and I did an
did a
Argentine tango. Oh my goodness.
fun.
It was fun.
Thanks.
I know. It was I love that dance that you did. It was fabulous. Would you do it again if they asked you? Somewhere? You would, I bet you would.
Not in front of people.
That's so funny.
It was fun doing it at the studio. Once I was in front of people, I kind of froze.
I know. Well, I didn't freeze. I just had to try to get out of my own way, but it was a lot of fun. So hopefully we're going to be seeing you at the Evening Extraordinaire
I will
with
be
you
there.
all decked out in your bling
will have
and
my-
your Western swagger. Definitely.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for
And my
coming.
rope.
And your rope.
No
Woo-hoo!
spurs. No spurs, they hurt.
No spurs. It's time for us to take a break, I think, right? We're going to do that. And I want to thank you for joining us. We love you.
Thank you.
And now that you know where to get to the new studio, we'll have you back again.
Find it, yeah.
All right. We'll
I'll
be
bring
right
a
back.
cake.
Yeah, there you go. Stick around. We have more coming to you from Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental. Providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
My middle son did not like to come to the dentist, but now he loves to come to the Beehive.
You don't have to be afraid to go to the dentist. Believe me, Dr. B and his worker bees are the best. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way?
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. Thanks for joining us. Featuring the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce. We have a brand new guest that hasn't been here before, Mr. Bill Sider, who happens to be a CPA.
I am.
And you're a fairly new member with the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce.
I am. I joined in November, and it's been a great experience since I've joined.
Well, I got to tell you guys, we were talking in the green room, and all I did was ask, how has it been being a member of the chamber for only 4 months or whatever? And I mean, he talked my ear off on all the different things that you're involved with. And you were talking about the BNI, the networking that you're getting involved with, right?
I got connected to BNI through the Palm Harbor Chamber. Mr. Bill Gallant, everyone knows Bill in Palm Harbor. He didn't know me from anyone. We started talking at my first chamber meeting, and he said, you know what, come join my BNI group. And I made it. The CPA seat is very hard to get, and the timing was perfect, and I got into the BNI group, and it's been life-changing.
That is exciting. So the BNI group it's a very, very structured group, but everyone I know of that has joined that has gotten business from it.
Absolutely.
Because you do have to attend.
You have to attend.
You can only miss how many?
3 per 6 months, so 6.
Oh, that's not
per
too
year.
bad.
No, but they come up. It seems
Pretty
like
fast.
yeah, it seems like the next day there's always a BNI meeting. It's been a week, but it seems like you were just there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But it's a great group of people. You meet with them throughout the week too. It's not just the meeting, and you just get to know each other, and you listen for business, and you refer them to that person.
That's fabulous. And everybody's looking for just the perfect referrals, and they only let one business, right? Like
Yeah.
there couldn't be another CPA.
Right,
So that
right.
so you're the man, right?
I am the CPA of the group, and the day I was inducted, there were 3 CPAs there trying to get the seat, and they were too late. Sorry.
Really?
So I'm
So
the
what do
guy.
you think? What made you different than the rest?
I got there earlier. That was it.
Well, that makes brownie points.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
But, as a CPA, I have a very varied experience. I haven't been in public accounting my whole life. I worked as a CFO for a few nonprofits, and I started off my career in a bookkeeper. I went to college at night while I was an accountant and a bookkeeper. So I've started at the bottom and worked my way up, and here I am.
So you have your own business now, and congratulations
Thank you.
to that. Did you always have a thing for numbers and all this?
I
Is
think
this like
so.
your passion?
It's accounting fits. The math is not that hard. It's basically algebra in accounting. It's not like finance where you're doing calculus, and it's just everything has an answer. It's not one of those professions where you kind of think it might be this. For the most part, you know that there's a resolution to the problems, and that fits my nature very well. I like to have solid, concrete answers.
You sound like my son, because my son, he's a financial advisor over at Franklin Templeton, and he's just, he can make things that he's talking about so interesting when they're really so boring to me.
That's accounting. It's boring.
I go, what? Math was my worst nightmare. I have no business having a checkbook. I'll be the first person to admit that. But you make it sound very interesting. You
I
do.
try. I do a little teaching, so I have a little practice keeping the kids awake in class. The student, they're not kids, they're
That's
adults.
good. That's
but
good.
You see their eyes glaze over, and you gotta come up with something interesting. So I actually used to talk about present value with the J.G. Wentworth commercials out there, because they're out there doing present value, and once you link it to something people like,
Yes.
or
Then
they see,
Yeah, then they're not glazed
it's
anymore.
funny to them, and all of a sudden they like it.
Relating. Well, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
And we were talking too about he's a fairly young dad.
Yeah.
How old are your children?
7 and almost 4.
7 and almost 4. You know what I love about this guy? He's a mommy daddy.
Yeah.
He participates like the
I do.
moms, like the dads.
Yeah.
And you were saying that during the summertime you spend a lot of time with your kids because it's not quite as busy.
Not as busy, and they're out of school, so they do go to camp. We like to keep them in a little bit of structure.
Sure.
Because if you keep them home all summer, all of a sudden they go back to school, and it's a nightmare to
Yeah.
get back into that routine.
Yeah.
But we love taking vacations. This year we're going to Tennessee, Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge.
Oh, how fun.
Pigeon Forge, I think it's called, and I just love being there. And I'm never going to get that time back. They're going
I
to be older. I can already see with my daughter pulling away a little bit at 7, and those days
at
where she doesn't.
7?
Not much, but
Are
a
they?
little bit.
They're not at that point where if you go to the mall or somewhere, they make you walk
No.
12 pesos behind them.
They'll still
They're
hold
not
my
that-
hand. They'll still
That's
hold
good.
my hand.
Cherish that because
Yeah.
those days are coming.
Oh, it's going to be gone before I know it. Where I'm a dork and they don't like me, and I every moment I can, I will take with them.
Oh my goodness, that's so fun. Do you notice your kids picking up anything with numbers? Are they?
Yeah.
Do you?
My older daughter is very good at math, and I don't understand the math they're doing now with the Common Core. It's a completely new way of learning math, and the parents don't know how to do it. And it's all pretty simple, but they're teaching it in a completely different way than we all learned growing up. And I have to go to Google and look at YouTube videos of how to do Common Core math.
Why do they do that?
It's actually starting to make more sense to me. It's more problem solving than just memorizing the answer, but it doesn't make sense when you don't know it. So the kids know it makes sense to them. And when you learn the method, it actually makes sense. But until you do that, I have to Google her a first grader's math homework, and I'm a CPA. So I'm embarrassed to admit that, but I have to do it.
That is interesting.
But it's a new method,
Wow.
and I think over time it's going to be better for them because
Do you?
they're problem solving. They're not just memorizing.
Yeah, I never really thought about that.
So it's
It makes you
exciting.
think.
But I feel stupid sometimes. It's
Oh, bless your heart. Oh, that's a good story.
It's embarrassing.
Wow. Yeah. Well, so you've had your business here, and you're in Palm Harbor.
Yeah, I'm in Palm Harbor.
So you're not in brick and mortar.
No, I work from home.
And you're actually going out in the community, getting your business, and that's what we talk about with being a member of any chamber. And this time we're talking about the Palm Harbor Chamber. And what's great about the Palm Harbor Chamber is they get involved with so many community events. And Connie Davis, you
Yeah.
know, she is a love.
She is. I don't know where she gets her energy. She is everywhere.
Gosh, she is so amazing. I love her, and she's so proud of what she. You know, she's been doing this for like a lot
know.
of years. I mean, I think it's 3 decades.
I think so too.
And she raised her kids over there. And she's so passionate about the community.
And she's not the only one, which is a great thing about the chamber. I mean, there's so many people everywhere you go. You're meeting people who are passionate about Palm Harbor and passionate about the chamber and what it's done for them. You know, it's not just bringing in business that does that, but it gets you into the community. It gets you with your neighbors and helping out where you live. You know, work with the
Yeah.
businesses that you live with. You know,
Yeah.
bring them up, and you know, everyone keeps everyone accountable and you know you're getting a fair price. You know you're working with good people, because if you need a recommendation, they just look over their shoulder and somebody's worked with them.
I hear that time and time again, Bill. I really do. And the one commonality I find in all the chambers is get involved. When you join, don't just pay your dues. Get involved. And I think that other commonality is that people want to do business with those that they know, like, and trust. So if they meet you and they know you, they get to like you, and they build that trust factor with you. So then they automatically know, who can they go to, or who, if they need the car repair, they need the carpet clean, they need an air conditioner repair person, it's right there at your fingertips.
Yep. And it's all about just letting people know what you do. You can't come in and just bombard everyone with your card. You're just going to turn people off, and it's more about what can you do for them, and it'll come back to you. And that's just the way it is in life and everything, but especially with the chambers. Go in and what can I offer? How can I help?
That's right.
And you'll get back more than you're putting in. You will.
That is really wonderful advice. And I was just having the same conversation with someone else earlier today, and she was talking about getting involved in the community and the Rotary and everything. And some people actually think, well, I'm only going to do this if I'm going to get something in return. And I've often wondered, whatever happened to the concept of just doing and giving without expecting something in return?
Right.
Right?
Right.
It just feels better to do it that way,
It
at least
does.
for me.
And it'll come back to you. It's
It
not,
does.
It's not. You're not being walked all over. You're not
Right.
a sucker for doing it.
Right.
It'll come back to you. It's an investment. You know, it's farming, not hunting. You want to put in the work and reap the benefits later.
Exactly.
Because some of the people have been in there for years. You know, they have relationships that are so deep. You know, they're not just going to run to every new person that comes in, but as you get to know them and as you show that you want to be a part of the community, they'll bring you in. You know,
Yeah.
they'll accept you and want to do business with you.
Yes, yes. It does make a difference when you belong to the community, when you really belong to the community. I mean, stepping in, testing the water, and then just jumping in with both feet. And I tell you, well, Palm Harbor, we're members of Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce as well, and we've just seen so much camaraderie with all the business owners down there, all the different charity events, and I mean, it's like one big happy family.
Yeah, it is, and they do so much.
Yeah.
If you're not into one thing, just wait. Something else will come along that's right up your alley, and you can get involved. And you can come in, you can help out, you can pay for a sponsorship, you can just show up. You know, there's always something going on that's fun to do, and just gets you out there. You know, once you're out there, people know who you are.
Have you been to the Coffee with Closers yet?
No, I actually teach when that. No, I'm sorry, my BNI group meets during that, so I can't get to it. I go to the coffee hour.
I want to go to that.
Yeah.
I know Jewel. Have you met Jewel McKeon yet?
No, I haven't.
She's with P3 Agency.
Okay.
And she's been after me to come to the Coffee for Closers. I forget, she said it's the second Tuesday morning or second Wednesday. See, I've already forgotten.
It's a Wednesday.
Is it a Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's when your BNI meeting is. And where is that?
Our BNI meetings at the CSA Palm Harbor Center. So we meet from 7:30 to 9. So
That's a
our
good
Wednesdays are.
little meeting.
Yeah, it goes.
Do you have a lot? A lot of people? that attend?
We're a large group. We have 55 now.
Oh, wow.
Our goal is 70. Well, I don't know if we'll ever attain that goal. I'm sure we will one day. But even with 55, it's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. A lot of contacts, a lot of referral business.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know when I first started just dibble-dabbling with that, trying to think, there was maybe only 20 people. So it's really grown.
Yeah, I think the Tarpon Springs group is new, so it's overflowed into a new group that's growing, and they're 30, 35 members strong.
That's awesome.
And people know about it. I had never heard of BNI until I decided I wanted to go into business for myself, and everyone said, you have to join BNI, you have to join BNI. And I don't know what that is.
Oh, well, good for you.
There I am.
I bet you're glad that you went into business for yourself now, especially with all this support, right? It's not that big a deal.
No, the jump is probably the hardest part.
Sure,
and
making
then,
the decision.
Yeah, and then I kind of underestimated how much networking you have to do. I knew I'd have to do some, but it takes up a lot of time, but it's not, doesn't feel like work. It's something you feel like you have to do sometimes, but for the most part, you want to do it.
And you enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you coming on the show.
Sure, thank you for having me.
And I hope you'll come back again. I wish you all the luck in the world. And now I know, too, where to find a good CPA in the heart of Palm Harbor.
We're there.
Well, that's great.
Great, thank you for having me.
Well, good, and we'll have you back again, and we're going to be back with another great guest right here on My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. Stick around, we'll be back after these messages.
Beltran Dental Surgery is dedicated to providing the highest quality dental surgery.
I graduated from USF, went to Harvard Dental School, obtained a medical degree from Texas, and completed 5 years of oral surgery training. At Beltran Dental Surgery, we offer cutting-edge surgical techniques and treatments to the Tampa Bay area. Providing IV sedation allows my patients to have a pain-free and comfortable surgical experience.
From wisdom teeth removal to implants or creating a whole new smile. Call now or visit our website to learn more about our procedures.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex. Short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. Thanks for joining us. It's all about the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce. We just happen to be lucky enough to have Mr. Jason Avery back again. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's glad to be here.
I know, and I remember our last visit because you brought so much to the table and something that is so well needed. I love entrepreneurs that make it in their business and then they share their successes with everyone. And that's what your book is all about, Constructing Success, which is very cute, Blueprints for a Referral-Based Business. Tell me why you wrote this book.
Well, at first I was looking for an overpriced business card, something that would differentiate me from the rest of the contractors of the world.
An overpriced business card. I love it.
Yes, I admit. And, I like to meet architects and I like to meet interior designers. And so how do I separate myself from the rest of the people they've met? Well, I've written a book. And so, you know, I've taken lessons I've learned through my years in construction and managing customer experiences, and I try to teach others how you can manage the emotions of the client like it's a game of chess. You need to stay 2 moves ahead, and you need to prepare them for what's going to potentially be detrimental if there's not good communication. And the end result is, if you manage the experience well, in the end, they tell a good story about you. They still want to be your friend, and they refer you to new business.
That's it in a nutshell, and I love that.
The challenge for most contractors is that the length of time you're going to associate with the client is extensive. It's 3 to 4 months by the time you're done, you know, designing it and selling it, permitting it, and then completing your production. So, you know, during that time, you know, 4 months, you're going to meet the best and the worst of each other naturally. If we have any character flaws, they're probably going to surface at some point. And so, you know, when you now take the client and have them live at a construction site during this time, you're starting to test their wits.
Yes.
And then you're going to stress them out with a million decisions they have to make. What color is it going to be? Are we putting it over here or over there? And then you're going to turn upside down all their daily rituals. You know, these people now have to make their coffee on the bathroom vanity for the next month, or have to cook out on the backyard grill for the next month, wash their dishes in the bathtub. You know, it's not a comfortable experience going through a remodel. And so we've become very in tune with that and the psychology of the client, and it's our goal to try and make the experience as comfortable as it can be.
Absolutely.
So that at the end, they still like us and they still want to refer us.
Absolutely. And is that pretty much we do is remodeling, or do you do new construction? Or
Yeah, well, I own a business called Avery Construction where we remodel kitchens and bathrooms and we build new room additions. I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and I came from being a startup to now employing over 35 people.
Great.
And we're doing about 12 jobs at a time all over the Bay Area, and the company's constantly growing. I have an administrative team that helps position me to work on the business as opposed to in the business. And so with some of that free time, I wrote a book that actually hit bestseller in business management on Amazon.
Congratulations!
Thank you. And with that, it actually spawned the idea for the next big chapter in my life, which is the consulting company.
That is just, it all flows, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Totally flows.
There's a lot of contractors out there that are highly technical. They've got lots of skills, but maybe they lack the communication to be able to market and sell themselves to the client.
Sure.
And so these people need help. There's others who might be strong with the marketing and sales, but don't necessarily have a grip on the accounting, how to budget the job accurately, how to manage the cash flow, how to manage your profit and loss. And lots of contractors, unfortunately, get themselves in big trouble that way. So my newest company, Constructing Success, is all about teaching and training contractors how to make their business perform and how to build that business based on referrals, and at the end of the day, be able to make a buck and work on the business as opposed to in the business.
And I would sense that having all that psychology and that flow and that togetherness, it really makes it better for business all the way around.
Well, absolutely. You know, it's making money, but while also being able to have a little fun in the process. If you enjoy going to work, it's not so much like work anymore, right?
Exactly. That's what I say every time I come here. Do what you love what you do. It's not like work. It really isn't. So I want to ask you just a few tips, maybe 2 or 3 tips that you can give if somebody's thinking about remodeling. What should they look for? What should they expect? Your top 3, what would you say?
Sure. Well, what I find is that lots of contractors come in from the beginning either just completely ballparking a price. It looks like 40 or 50,000, and they don't give you anything to substantiate that. Then there's the other side of contracting where they come in and they say, okay, I think I know what you want, and I'm going to get back to you next week with my estimate. And the problem is they're trying to get too specific way too early in the process. And you haven't made decisions because they haven't given you any prices yet. So it's the chicken or the egg. Which one's going to happen first?
Right.
So one of the approaches we take at Avery Construction to make it more comfortable is we go through a worksheet that breaks down and itemizes each of the possible trades that could come up during a remodel. Electric, plumbing, air conditioning, drywall, floors, cabinetry, demolition and a permit. And then there's even a list of parts and pieces. I need sinks and faucets and toilets and tile. So we ballpark the pricing, but in an itemized format, in smaller pieces that can be more accurate and educate the client along the way. So we make the process more comfortable.
And so they know what they're actually paying for.
Well, right out of the gates, instead of getting so specific, we're able to give them highs and lows and say, well, here's one price if we just do demolition in this area, but you're not sure if you can afford it, but you really want to do the rest of this area too. So let's give you the low and let's give you the high. And that'll put things in perspective, but also educate the client so now they can take the worksheet in their hands later and prioritize and say, if I want this, I can't have that too, and here's how we're going to balance the budget. Now, when they're ready to tell me, here is the budget I'm comfortable with, and here's the strategy we'd like to use to get there, I can design a very specific 3-dimensional computerized drawing. I can show them what the room is going to look like before we ever knock down the first wall, and ultimately get the pricing to something very specific and to the penny.
See, and then that makes you feel more comfortable to know that they feel comfortable and there's a meeting of the minds.
I don't like uncomfortable conversations, so that is the biggest goal in my business. Is to communicate well and document well. And when we hand over a contract to a client, not only is it going to spell out everything that is included in the contract, it's going to spell out anything that specifically isn't included in the contract. So there's no room for confusion. There's no room for uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for that too, because you're right. There are contractors out there that are just ballpark. That tells me absolutely nothing. Now, you've been a member with the Chamber of Commerce for how long?
About 6 to 9 months now.
I was going to say, it's fairly new.
I'm a newer member to the Chamber. I heard your prior guest speak of BNI. I'm a long-term member there.
Okay.
But many of my BNI, referral partners are also Chamber members, and I found that everybody tends to work both sides, and it works well for cross-pollinating our networks and bringing all the business community together, all the entrepreneurs together.
It's true.
The CPA that you just had earlier, I'm sure he likes to meet all the financial planners and all the bankers in town.
Right.
And so, through these various channels, it's great to see everybody networking. Beyond the book and the teachings I offer there in the consulting company, I teach some specific programs about networking. I teach one in particular sponsored by the Referral Institute called Room Full of Referrals. And it's all about the behavioral styles of people and the DISC assessment. And DISC is world-renowned, been around since the 1920s, and many large corporations use it for team building. Well, I teach how this applies to networking. And if I go to a function, how can I identify from across the room what somebody's behavioral style might be so that I can then adapt, become more relatable, so therefore I'm more referable. And the program just absolutely gets people some amazing results. It's a real eye-opener.
That's so great. I mean, you've really dissected this whole picture to really benefit not only yourself, but for your customers as well. And I think we need that more and more to have the credibility with professionals out there to really bullet point, this is what you're getting, this isn't what you're getting, and are you okay with that? And it just is it's all good.
Yeah, and it sets off a good image with my customers when they learn that I'm the contractor that's teaching the other contractors in town. So it kind of, again, sets us apart. And again, I've got a great team that I really got to give credit to that positions me to be here and be able to come out and come on TV with you and speak to people on a regular basis. And that's my passion. I love speaking to audiences, and I love to educate and share with others.
Well, it's nice to be able to do that too, because I don't think we can ever get too much education, and especially in the business arena, and being a member of the Chamber. And today it's all about the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce. And I have to say, I love interviewing you guys, because even I'm learning so much more about our community. And it's also nice when I have you guys come back like a second, a third time, and see how you've progressed. And you have had some very, very good success in your business. And I have to say, congratulate all over again. You deserve it.
Thank you very much. And you did mention earlier the Coffee for Closers coming up.
Yes.
In March, I have the opportunity to speak to the room at Coffee for Closers, and it'll be a little teaser of that Room Full of Referrals program I mentioned. So I hope you get a chance to come.
I just may have to move on over there. Absolutely. Well, I can't believe it, but it's time for us to say our goodbyes today. And I want to thank you, Sir Jason, for joining us. And now I know who to call. Then we're going to get some good business if we want to remodel. Thank you. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. We have Trinity Odessa who's going to be joining us. Have a blessed week.